And we're down under, ladies and gentlemen. We're back on Heinz's channel. We've got our boy Cubs Fan Hunt in the house. Cubs, continuing on our Rogue Actions chat, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're brand new to this channel, smash that red button. Super, super, super important to help us grow this awesome channel now.
They could just click it. They could click it softly, right? Like if they, because my mouse is kind of nice, and I don't. If I smash it, then I might break my mouse. You want us to break
that? Hit that hard, man. Hit that real hard, baby. That's what we want. We want that just down under. We're not on the Cubs fam light tap. We're on the Heinzie smash it hard, brother. That's how we roll. Dead set. Anyway. Moving right along, man. Let's get after it. Let's get after our next subject. Let's keep the ball rolling through here, man. Now, Territory Wars, dude. It's we've had the same map for a hell of a long time now. Not gonna lie, since its inception, the only map we've ever had. I've had a few people in discussion, just murmurings around the place. It's getting to the point where people are wondering whether we do or do not need a new layout, a new map, just to freshen things up a bit, or what changes we could make to Territory Wars just to make it even better than it is. Man, I'd love your opinion on that, man.
Yeah.
I'll follow up with my thoughts. What do you think about the map, or what do you think we could do or not?
Yeah, so here's something I feel like. The game obviously needs fresh, new content, and that's something CG's trying to do with Galactic Challenges, and I really hope that they continue to improve on that. I feel like the last 2 rounds of Galactic Challenges have been a lot more fun, and I quite enjoyed them. I just think they need to up that frequency and still tweak a few things. But don't neglect what you already have in front of you that's good. You know, you don't have to necessarily recreate the wheel and find a brand new, fresh idea. There's ways to make what is in the game currently more exciting. And a great way to do that would be to change the Territory Wars map up. I think there's definitely going to be some Territory Wars purists who might have a hard time with that notion. But something that really actually, I might have been more resistant to the subject until like I said in the last video, I've been playing Marvel Strike Force very, very regularly. I'm in a much more committed guild now, or alliance as we say over there. And the way that they have guild v guild lined up, there's different point values for different rooms, and there's different reasons to go for different rooms, and it's just there's more strategy involved on where you hit and win. Whereas with Galaxy of Heroes, it's just clear it all. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, you maybe want to reveal one spot before another spot, but it's just it's less strategic beyond just what you're gonna place and up front, you know, and what you're gonna use to attack. And so yeah, I think it'd be cool if they created bottlenecks, if they maybe had zones of 3v3 and zones of 5v5. I know some people would hate that, but I would love that. There's a lot of different ways you could change up the map, and it doesn't have to be like gone forever, like we're never going to see the OG Territory Wars. Maybe it's like Grand Arena. You have seasons of 3v3 and seasons of 5v5. I see nothing wrong with doing that, but so far, it doesn't seem like CG has shown any interest in doing that, so I have doubts on if they'll ever do something like that, but I'd love them to.
Yeah, no, I think so too. I think a refresh, and this is exactly the point. Not every single war change the map. That's it. Maybe just once every 3 months, just change things up a bit, just to keep us guessing a little bit, keep us planning.
Or have like 2 or 3 different maps and just rotate between them all.
Yeah, you know? Put ships up front. Put it where there's a
ships
bottleneck
up front
where you
would be
need
interesting.
Something like that where you've got to rip through ships first and to get the ball rolling. Something even in the middle instead of just in the back corner. Bring them up in the middle somewhere. You need to break through them. Something along those lines where you need the majority of the guild to obviously clear those to continue through and re-strategize. Something along those lines. But yeah, I think that some sort of change like that. And another option I came up with, which has been discussed before, especially more in the higher GP bracketed type guilds, because obviously, we're in one of those. And even just putting some extra squads in each zone just to stretch your defenses and your attack capabilities that little bit more. I think that would actually make it a little bit more interesting as well. I wasn't a fan of, like, remember we used to have the mace buff, the mace ones where you just went in and insta-killed Django stuff. That was obviously not handled well, and that got some pretty bad feedback, so don't go back to that. But I'm just thinking, just from a visual point of view, just a bit of a change up map style, or just changing the zones around a bit, just to shake things up. Not every time, but just every once in a while. I don't think it'd be a bad thing.
I think they were overthinking things when they did the character buffs and that kind of thing, where they're trying to shake up the strategy. Their heart was in the right place. I think they're trying to make it more interesting. But I don't think that's the way to do it. I think the way to do it would be to shake up the map, shake up where you place things, shake up the order you place things in, and stuff like that. Bottleneck it differently. Maybe have one zone going into 4 zones, going back to 1 zone. Just shake up that, because that has a lot of different strategic implication that doesn't require you to redraw kits. And so I would love them to do that, man. I would love it.
Yeah, me too. I think we're overdue for it. I really do, and I don't think it's Again, I don't think, mechanically it's a massive thing to change. I think it's just a layout and a zone change. But hey, I may be wrong. I'm not a coder.
According to them, the Unity update makes it easier for them to do stuff. So
apparently it does. And, maps like anything else in this game, man, subject to change, right? So you never know. There we go.
I'm going to start giving you an air horn for that one. Subject to change. Yeah, that's you saying that a lot.
You can siren that shit to the bank, brother. Oh, jeez, I swore. Sorry about that. But no, I'm psyched up. I'm psyched up. No, absolutely. But no, certainly something that I think needs to be looked at now. We've been playing this map for quite some time, and I think a shake-up we're in order for at some point. Anyway. Let's move on, shall we, to an interesting topic that I came up with, man. Now, obviously, we know how good the Vader rework is. We know how good that's been. That's been insane for the game. So my question to you is, which faction needs the touch-up / rework treatment next? Now, this is an interesting one. I've got one in my mind, but I'm gonna wait. I want to hear what you think first, to see if we're on the same track or not, because I've got an idea in mind on a faction that probably needs a little bit of love, or a character grouping that needs a bit of love.
Phoenix.
Phoenix. Yep. They go okay though. They're pretty good at relic level. They're not too bad.
Nah, man. Phoenix are they have their moments, right? But they're just nobody is using Phoenix in Territory Wars. Nobody is using Phoenix in Grand Arena often. Maybe if you've decided to relic your Phoenix, you could get use out of them, but nobody really has much incentive to relic their Phoenix squad. And what I would love to see is a touch up of Phoenix squad and give Fulcrum Ahsoka the Phoenix tag. And I think there would be all kinds of hype for the Phoenix squad if they did that.
Yeah, I agree. I'm surprised that, that Ahsoka Fulcrum does not have a Phoenix tag as well. Yeah. I think that's certainly overdue. I had a different team in mind, man. That's why I was asking. That's a good thing. Actually, I've got 2 for you. I've got 2 for you, not just the one, right? Well, I would love to see a little bit of Ki-Adi-Mundi love action. At the moment, he's a bit lost with the team at the moment.
Yeah, so specifically the prequel
Jedi
era
Knight Guardian. Jedi Knight Guardian, Eve Koth, those sorts of guys. We're not using Ayla even to an extent. I'd like to see some synergy with that team to make them pretty awesome and epic. I reckon that would be something that would be great. But I'm going to throw a curveball out there, man, and I want to see the return of the Rolo, brother. The return of the Rolo. Okay. I'd like to see some synergy with Rolo, the Hoth boys.
All right.
I'd like to see a bit of CHS action, bit of Snowhan chucked in there as well. Yeah. I think that could be good. And I'd like to see either one or two things. I'd like to see maybe like a new Hoth commander as a new marquee, because we haven't had many of them, right?
Yeah.
Just to boost them a little bit more. I think that would be pretty cool. Or get some Lando / Lobot love in there as well, and just make some sort of an ESB type combination there. I think that could be pretty cool.
That would be great. And there's a lot of characters in this game. I think one thing that I get frustrated with is you could make an argument that probably 1/3 of our roster, at least, is pretty useless. There's a lot of characters. Ewoks are, they've got a niche use, but mostly not getting much use unless you just totally deck them out. You can find some use. Tuskens, no use for Tuskens. You got very little use for... They're not even finished, man. Rogue One, not a ton of use for. You maybe picking Sheridan Bays out and putting him in a Mon Mothma team now. And so there's a lot, and Phoenix is kind of there. I think Phoenix is pretty much there. A lot of Jedi that are at the lower of our roster that are getting no use. How about Imperial Super Commando with Gar Saxon? Characters like that. There's a lot that we could list off. Visas Mar, so some of those characters, and it would just be really nice if they went through and did kind of an overhaul and brought these characters into some degree of viability. I mean, right now, it's not like we're not even talking about how we want these characters to be meta. It just would be really refreshing if they were usable somewhere.
Yeah, we'd like to dust them off the shelf, drag them out, and use them from time to time in some way, shape, or form, which at the moment they're sitting at the bottom of our roster just collecting dust. And yeah, I think that given the option of some sort of a just a slight tweak here and there would at least make them a lot more usable right now. I totally agree with that. I'm totally agreeing with Cubs, which is scaring the living crap out of me, guys. I'm not going to lie.
It's getting a bit concerning
crazy
here.
stuff.
Yeah, we might need to end the video here pretty soon.
We're in the freaking Twilight Zone, ladies and gentlemen. Holy crap. Okay, let's get to our last subject, Cubs. Our last subject is, as you know, during the week it was announced the fleet component of our GAC tournaments coming up. We're going to be getting 2 fleet slots for defense, and obviously then we're going to have to attack 2 as well. My question to you is this a good or a bad thing for GAC or not?
My opinion of this dramatically changes if they give us a fleet squad selector.
Yeah.
Because the number one thing I hate about fleet is I can't just go in and select my fleet when I'm placing it and when I'm attacking, and now I've got to do it 4 times. Twice to set my fleet and twice to pick my fleet that I'm going to attack with. It pisses me off. Give us a freaking fleet selector. No, I'm okay with it. Honestly, I feel like what a lot of people do, the people who are at the very high end of this game, I think it's going to be a little more meaningful for them. I think what's probably going to happen for most of us is we're going to set the fleet we're used to, and we're going to set, like, I don't know, Tarkin, or probably not even Rebels, maybe Mace, maybe Haldo, maybe our finalizers if we've got them. And it's kind of going to be our, we're going to set our first or second place fleet, and then we're going to set our 4th place fleet. And, it's going to be kind of a wash. So I don't know if it's going to make a big difference, but it might. It might. We've got enough fleets now, I think, that we can do 4.
Yeah, the capital ships we've got enough of. I just don't think we've got enough of the fleet ships themselves to back it up, brother. Depending, and again, I think Division 2. I think Division 2 in this instance is actually quite harsh, because I think only Division 1 and Division 2 are the ones that they're only setting those extra slots.
Oh, they're doing it for Division 2 even.
Division 2 as well. I think Division 2 have been they've been ripped on that hard, man.
Yeah.
I think that's not cool. It's too much for Division 2. I don't think that's fair on them, because the rosters and the GP, I just think that they'll struggle to fill those. If they have someone that's wild hard on fleet, they're going to get a massive advantage in GAC. I was talking about that with someone else earlier yesterday.
I do think it's a good opportunity to go through though, and this is something I'm doing. Like I've been farming for GL Kylo. Before I finished my GL Luke farm, I'm going back to Kylo now, and a lot of my first order ships are actually in a pretty good place right now because of all my first order farms. And so, but I realized I hadn't really thought about them, and I had a lot of abilities that hadn't been upgraded yet. Or my finalizer, for example, is only level 70, and so it was a good opportunity to go in and update those. And so I think it's an opportunity to go through for those of you, especially up at Division 1, just make sure that you got 4 fleets, and look at the abilities and see what's there to upgrade. Because I think a lot of us just kind of slack on fleets and forget that they're there, if that makes sense. It's kind of
because they've been pretty much a walkover up until now, haven't they? Absolutely. That's the problem, because if you open up the ship zones, well, you're just going to wipe them one way or another more often than not.
Exactly.
But I'm surprised that they still haven't given us 2 more tanks for the Radis and the finalizer, man. They should be releasing that before they give us the extra slots, because that, my friends, is bull right there. You know that. Not good enough. I might have mentioned that once or twice before, that please give us our tanks for our Radis and our finalizer. We weld the crap out of those ships. We got those capital ships up. Help us finish them off so that they're a little bit more viable in that type of environment.
We need more than Houndstooth. We need more than Houndstooth, okay? For the dark side.
Yeah, more tanks. More tanks, please. More tanks. Bring us more tanks. More tanks. That would be great. You can spit them out quicker now. You got Unity. Get them out there. Let's get it up and running. But
ships with polygons.
Bring us the polygons, people. Everyone's a winner. It's been fun, Cubs. It's always a pleasure and an honor, sir, to be doing this. Thank you so much for joining us, as always.
Best
guys,
bromance. The best bromance in Galaxy of Heroes right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah. It's so nice.
It's a
guys,
bromance.
hit Smash
it's
that
a
red button.
bromance.
Don't lightly tap it like Cubs wants you to do. Don't like tappy tap taparoo. Smash that button, okay? Smash that. Get after it. Come and join us. Hit us in the comments as well if you've got anything to add to our topics today. We'd love to hear from you guys. We do cycle through them. We do notice what you guys have to say, so please let us know. Go to Twitch if you're not. When Cubs is on there, dead set you should be. If you're not watching Twitch when Cubs is on, dead set you're a muppet. If you're not watching Heinzie when you're on, you're a bigger bloody muppet. Dead set. Come and join us. Have some fun. Thank you so much for joining us on this video. We'll see you next week. Have a good week, guys. Hopefully we'll get some kits very, very soon. Mwah!
See you guys.